Ha 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 ha! Delicious. Oh, hello there. You caught me doing a little bit of light reading. What am I reading, you may ask? Well, it's the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library by Pat Contry. This is a fantastic book, and I'm going to tell you why you should get it. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome once again to Chaz's channel. As always, I'm Chaz, and today, like I said, we're going to be talking about the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library by Pat Contry. Now, if you're not familiar with Pat Contry, you might know him better by his moniker on YouTube, Pat the NES Punk. He's one of the pioneers in YouTube videos specifically for NES gaming. He's an accomplished writer. He has written for various magazines and video game websites. He also has a podcast, a completely unnecessary podcast, where you can get a lot of video game news and a little bit of pop culture thrown in there with his friend and partner Ian Ferguson. He also has pioneered Flea Market Madness, a YouTube video that has really been one of the first to really divulge and show what it's like out there buying at flea markets and trying to get good deals. So, very accomplished man. This is a fantastic book. It's filled with all kinds of in-depth information, and I really feel that it shows off his writing abilities. So without further ado, let's dive right into this thing, and you'll see exactly why I highly recommend you pick this book up. Do yourself a favor, especially if you're a fan of the NES. Let's go!
The completely unnecessary guide to the NES pod... No, sorry, wait. The Ultimate Guide to the NES Library. Sorry, I got confused with this podcast there. So let's look at this thing. It's a hardcover book, which I appreciate that was done over the cheaper and inferior softcover. It's heavy. It's got some weight to it. It feels like an encyclopedia, like a real chock full of knowledge guide. Upon opening the book, you're greeted to video game company posters that were included in the corresponding company's games. They're on the back inside cover too. This was the first thing I saw in this guide, and I was initially impressed. To me, it showed Pat's attention to detail, and that he tried to fill this guide with as much varying content as possible. After a short acknowledgement, there's the table of contents, just like any other book. Here's the About the Author and Contributor section. As you can see, there's a lot of names you might recognize who contributed to this book. A very important section is the key to this guide, which helps the reader understand how the games are categorized and reviewed, and I must say I found the reviews very accurate. I didn't feel like any of the reviews had a nostalgia favoritism to it, nor were there any bias from a reviewer that did not like a game. The paper feels like it's that of the highest quality. It's thick, it's glossy, the pictures are very colorful, very vibrant. Nowhere does it look like the pictures or the ink or the text, anything like that, is blurry or smudging, despite how my camera may make it look. Here's a basic setup for the page. Generally, each page has two different games on it. There's the guide, a picture of the cartridge, the description of the game, and then a personal reflection of whoever did the review. The reflections truly are the best part of the book, and the beauty of it is that I believe everyone can relate to these reflections. How many people can recall going to a now defunct department store, picking up your favorite game out of a $5 bin and still having it to this day and remembering all those hours of enjoyment it gave you? Or getting a specific game for your birthday or for a holiday, or playing at a friend's house and thinking it was the best thing in the world until you actually got the game and you're like, wow, this isn't all that great. I wish I didn't ask for this game for my present. Everyone has those stories. Everyone can relate, and this book does a fantastic job of reminding you of those stories and bringing you in along with the reviewer. Each page is a beautifully balanced collage of colorful imagery and filled with narrative. Page background is also a screenshot of one of the games featured on that page. All reviews have 4 screenshots of the game itself showing you what the game looks like. The reviews do a very good job explaining what the game is if you've never played it. Even the games that I have played and I knew fully what they were about, I decided to read them anyway. Of course, I was always that kid who, instead of popping the game right in the system, I read the instruction book from cover to cover, and I actually did it twice. If a game has a significant impact on the video game industry, then it will be featured with a longer review and a little bit more insight in that game itself. 3 obvious examples: Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3, these games definitely had an impact on the video game industry. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chaz, there's a lot of stuff in this book. It's got every North American game ever made, but that's not enough for me. I'm greedy. If I'm dropping $60 on this thing, I want to know I get my full worth. I want more content. Well, you know what? You're going to get it. Do you see? Do you see what else you're getting? You're getting PAL variants. You're getting Hess exclusives, which is Australian. Why not? Never heard of it before. There's also special and promo cartridges. You got the yellow test cartridges. You have North American variants. You got color gem variants. What more do you want? But in all seriousness, there truly is much more to this book, even after all that. There's a complete list of all the major accessories for the Nintendo, and there's numerous articles from people who worked at Nintendo and popular YouTubers, such as Norm Caruso and the Angry Video Game Nerd James Rolfe. Here are some quick shots of some of the articles themselves. If you'd like to pick up this book, which again I recommend you do, go to thepunkeffect.com or ultimatenes.com.
Well, there you have it. The Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library. This book is fantastic. I realize I do say fantastic a lot in my descriptions. Gotta come up with some other words. Also, I do want to point out real fast that I have been having some microphone troubles, so the audio quality in the past couple of videos, including this one, has not been, shall we say, up to snuff to what I would like. Not that my videos are of the greatest quality anyway, but I'm learning, I'm working, work with me people. I'm trying, but I'm hoping to have this rectified in the future. The microphones I do have are not compatible with some of the new recording devices, so the video quality is up, but the sound quality is down. Give and take. But other than that, these are all the reasons why I suggest picking up this book, especially if you're a fan of the Nintendo. There's no other, I don't think you can make a more complete guide. It's got PAL games, it's got the HEB games, which I never even heard of. I didn't know what the hell those were. It's got all kinds of stories, it's got all the posters and the inserts from the games. It has everything that I expected and more. The reviews are funny, really shows off his writing skills. I really have, I'm looking at it, it's down here. I have nothing bad to say about this book. I mean, the only thing is it's heavy, but I'm just thinking maybe people might not like that it's so heavy. It's like, oh, my wrists. I mean, but I like it. It feels like a good book. This is like an encyclopedia. God damn it, this is the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library. I'm trying to find something wrong with it and I can't. Other than there are a few grammatical errors, but Pat is aware of this. He has addressed this. There is going to be a second run printing of this, and that's going to be addressed. So, I mean, and he knows about that, so things slip through the cracks. I mean, that's really the only thing. This is a great book. If you know someone who loves the NES, especially with the NES Classic somewhat around, you know, Nintendo has their own Playing with Power books. You can't find those goddamn things. That's a whole other story. But do yourself a favor, pick this book up. I'll have links in the description of how you can grab it. So again, please support Pat. He's a great contributor on YouTube. Seems like a very nice guy. I met him. Very, very nice. Pick this book up. Do yourself a favor. If you're a fan of the NES, I keep repeating myself. I cannot stress it enough. Get this book. What else can I say? Go do it. Don't just sit there with your thumb in your ass. Go get the damn book. As always, I'm Chaz for Chaz's channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.